Nobody would accuse you of having a light voice.
I ring with all
Or good choice.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our regular town meeting for July 23rd. We now call the meeting to order. Welcome to our guests in the audience. The land we gather on is the ancestral land of the Mi'kmaq, and we respect the Mi'kmaq as the indigenous people of Prince Edward Island. Okay, I'll ask for approval of the agenda. Any additions to the agenda?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I have one items under section 119 of the MGA. The appropriate spot, please, and thank you.
Be in camera?
Yes, please.
Okay. We're gonna go in there. I'm gonna add one too as well under 1191D.
So,
Thank you.
and a couple of things under correspondence, but yeah.
So there's no more issues. I
I
just have one item in correspondence.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda then. Okay, now, conflict of interest. Yes, I declare conflict of interest. Yes. There may be family involvement. Sure, something here.
On item 7A, Madam Mayor.
Just a second, yes, just a minute. Yes, 7A and 8. 1 and 2, B 1 and 2,
No, I don't think two.
A, B 1, right. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Approval of the previous minutes for June 25th.
So moved.
Second.
Got all those in favor?
I
Is there any business arising from the minutes? Okay. I guess at this time, I will pass the chair over to Deputy Mayor Jill.
Councilor Frizzle, if you just take a chair in the crowd there for this picture, right?
This one? At this time? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So I put the conflict of interest complaint written onto your desks along with the, along with the attached email. You can hear me, Tracy, I think? Okay, I always forget the mic. So, Stephanie's not here today who put the complaint in, but we could consider it on the record and she's okayed us to do that. So that's why I put the record on your desk. You're familiar with it. We've seen it before. Regards Councilor Frizzle, obviously, as he's moved himself to the seat. The record, as you look at that email, is number 2. I've highlighted it so that it's clear. If you look at this document, that one. That one.
Oh, yeah.
I think you've all got it. Okay. There is a suggestion or complaint of conflict regarding Councilor Frizzle's perhaps connection to a different business owner in the town. You've all had a chance to look at it. Like I say, Stephanie's not here. Councilor Frizzle, do you wish to respond to it?
I think I will let the legal opinion from 2 different law firms, I believe 4 lawyers in, am I allowed to sit while I talk? No.
Please sit at that table if you're not.
So, yeah, I'll let the legal opinions of the 2 law firms, 4 lawyers, that essentially clear me of any conflict of interest in this matter. I think all of council is well aware of who the complaint came from and the nature of it. And I think I will take the advice of Michelle Obama, and that when our critics go low, we will try to go high, and I will leave it at that.
Okay. You just step out now, Counselor. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, anybody have any discussion or anything to add to this complaint of conflict?
I just have one question. We just have one
What do you refer to?
conclusion.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's ours, and as I've shown you before, that's ours, and the conclusion's clear that, you know, that's our legal opinion for the town, that Councillor Frizzle not conflict on this. And since Councillor Frizzle mentioned the other legal opinion, I'll feel somewhat free to say he'd sought his own legal advice, and their legal advice was basically the same as our legal advice. So I don't know how many lawyers you had look at it. We had one, I don't know, maybe she had somebody else, but I know our legal advice is, as you've seen before, and I put on your desk there, that you can see again, that's what it is. That Councillor Frizzle does not have a conflict of interest with respect to matters pertaining to this rezone.
You guys all okay with that?
I would just like to point out that the parameters for conflict of interest within the MGA are very narrow. And that's what the legal opinion is focusing on, the specific conflict of interest piece.
So we'll need a resolution to some effect.
To state that,
Is there isn't?
yeah, okay, so somebody want to put a resolution forward?
I can move a resolution regarding conflict of interest to regarding Councillor
Yeah.
Frizzle, regarding to the complaint made on June 25th, 2025 by Stephanie Dooley. Not sure other information.
That is not a conflict.
And not
Conflict.
Yeah.
either.
So a vote yes would mean he's not in conflict.
I need a second.
Second.
Yeah.
Okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Is it?
4-0.
You can,
We're gonna go back in and then we'll go to the resolution at hand. Just Councillor Frizzle. Resolution brought forward from Councillor Frizzle to review. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's or not.
Moved by Frizzle and seconded by Campbell.
But Councillor, no, that would-
Yeah, thank you. Councillor Frizzle, the council has discussed and brought a resolution forward and voted 4-0 that you are not in conflict in this rezoning application or resolution.
You. Council?
So at this time, we're going to move forward with resolution being brought forward actually from Councillor Frizzle.
Yes, yes, you're correct. First reading, and I'll just say that for the first reading of this bylaw, since it is a complete new bylaw, you need to amend the bylaw. There are copies of both of this bylaw and the next one that are coming up at the back of the room for anybody that wants a copy, wants to see one. And it doesn't have to be read word for word, although we did read the last one because there was a copy.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Motion number PL 11-2025 block bylaw 422I. First reading and approval of a bylaw to amend the town of Cornwall zoning subdivision control development bylaw number 422. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Burns. Whereas council has received an application to rezone a portion of PID 406926 Main Street, being 0.98 acres with a total frontage of 230 feet, depth of 185 feet, sharing the eastern boundary of PID 247858 from agricultural reserve or A1 to general commercial or C1. Whereas pursuant to section 2.2.1 and section 22 of the zoning and subdivision control development bylaw number 422, otherwise known as the bylaw, council may concurrently consider an amendment to the zoning map being Schedule A, the bylaw, and the general land use plan being Part 5, Figure 5 of the 2022 official plan, otherwise known as the official plan. And whereas the proposed amendment to the designation of said portion of PID 406929, the zoning map and general land use plan are presented to the public at an open meeting held on May 22nd, 2025. Whereas council has considered the town of Cornwall official plan policy statements regarding servicing commercial and residential zoning and the criteria for official plan and bylaw amendments under section 6.4 of the official plan and section 22 of the bylaw. Therefore, be it resolved that bylaw number 422I, a bylaw to amend the zoning map being Schedule A, bylaw is hereby read and approved a first time. That is the motion.
Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nay?
Nay.
Okay.
Let it yes. Thank you. Okay, so at this time we'll go forward for the mayor back in. Thank you.
Vote.
Musical chairs.
Yeah.
Under 8B2.
I just want to confirm because we're going from PL 11.
The numbering thing that I'm just looking at, yeah, but I didn't put the numbers, so that's fine.
Fine.
We're missing 12, so.
Yeah.
Thank you. 8B2, the official plan amendment, general land use plan 298 Main Street. I think it's being brought forward again from Councillor Frizzle.
For
The resolution?
5969.
Yes.
And that pertains to the secondary zone.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Plan.
Crossing business park.
Yes.
Okay, motion number PL 13-2025, approval and adoption of official plan amendment OPA 2025-02 amendment to the 2022 official plan, general land use plan. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Campbell. Whereas council has received an application to redesignate the future land use of PID 245969 planned unit residential development to general commercial. Whereas pursuant to section 2.2.1 and section 22 of the zoning subdivision control development bylaw number 422, the bylaw, council may concurrently consider amendment to the zoning map being Schedule A to the bylaw and the general land use plan being Part 5, Figure 5 of the 2022 official plan, otherwise known as the official plan. Whereas the proposed amendment to the designation of said PID 245969 on the zoning map and general land use plan was presented to the public at an open meeting held on May 22nd, 2025. Whereas council has considered the town of Cornwall official plan policy statements regarding servicing commercial and residential zoning and the criteria for official plan and bylaw amendments under section 6.4 of the official plan and section 22 of the bylaw. Therefore, be it resolved that the official plan amendment OPA 2025-02 amendment to the general land use plan being Part 5, Figure 5 of the official plan is hereby approved and adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Frizzle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Should just say, answer your last question, I do finally prove these, so I missed that number until right now. So.
P 12 was the actual first reading for
Thank you.
this one.
Oh, there you go, I did miss it, so thank
And we have to
you.
start reading it.
Keep on rolling.
Yeah, you're,
Your worship.
yeah, you got the floor.
Thank you. Motion number PL 14-2025, bylaw number 422J. Second reading and approval, a bylaw to amend the town of Cornwall zoning and subdivision control development bylaw number 422 zoning map. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Campbell again. Whereas council has received an application to rezone 298 Main Street, being PID 245969 from planned unit residential development or PERD to general commercial C1. Whereas pursuant to section 2.2.1 and section 22 of the zoning and subdivision control development bylaw 22, otherwise known as the bylaw, council may concurrently consider amendment to the zoning map being Schedule A to the bylaw and general land use plan being Part 5, Figure 5 of the 2022 official plan, otherwise known as the official plan. Whereas the proposed amendment to the designation of said PID 245969 on the zoning map and general land use plan was presented to the public at an open meeting held on May 22nd, 2025. Whereas council has considered the town of Cornwall official plan policy statements regarding servicing, commercial and residential zoning, the criteria for concurrent official plan and bylaw amendments under section 6.4 of the official plan, section 22 of the bylaw, and whereas the proposed amendment to the general land use plan in OPA 2025-02 was approved at a public meeting of council on July 23rd, 2025. Whereas bylaw number 422J, a bylaw to amend the zoning map, was read and approved for a first time at a public meeting of council on June 25th, 2025. Therefore, be it resolved that the bylaw number 422J, a bylaw to amend the zoning map being Schedule A, the zoning subdivision control development bylaw number 422, is hereby read and approved a second time.
Thank you, Councilor Frizzle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Carrying on with the formal adoption, Councilor Frizzle.
Motion number PL 15-2025, formal adoption of bylaw number 422J, a bylaw to amend the town of Cornwall zoning and subdivision control development bylaw number 422 zoning map. Moved by myself, second by Councillor Campbell. Whereas council has considered the town of Cornwall official plan policy statements regarding servicing, commercial and residential zoning and developments and the criteria for concurrent official plan bylaw amendments under section 6.4 of the 2022 official plan, section 22 of the zoning and subdivision control development bylaw number 422, otherwise known as the bylaw. Whereas bylaw number 422J, a bylaw to amend the zoning map being Schedule A to the bylaw, was read and approved for the first time at the town of Cornwall regular council meeting held on June 25th, 2025. And whereas bylaw number 422J, a bylaw to amend the zoning map being Schedule A to the bylaw, was read and approved for the second time at the town of Cornwall regular council meeting held on July 23rd, 2025. Be resolved that bylaw number 422J, a bylaw to amend the zoning subdivision control development bylaw number 422, is hereby formally adopted as a bylaw of the town of Cornwall.
Thank you, Councilor Frizzle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Councilor Campbell.
Motion number PL 16-2025, variance application for 9 Cornerstone Drive, PID number 1149626. Moved by myself, Councilor Campbell, seconded by Councilor Hurley. Whereas the town received a development permit application for an addition of a gymnasium to an institutional building located at 9 Cornerstone Drive, being PID 761569. Property. Whereas a subsequent variance application was received requesting a 22.5% variance to reduce the number of parking spaces required by the development from 351 parking spaces to 272 spaces. Whereas council considered the 2022 official plan of the town of Cornwall zoning and subdivision control development bylaw number 422, including section 21, Therefore, be it resolved that council grant approval to allow 22.5% parking reduction variance relating to development permit application C 10925, 9 Cornerstone Drive, being PID 761569, subject to entering into a development agreement with the town.
Thank you, Councilor Campbell. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Why is the PIN number up top different from the PIN number written in the bylaw? Or written in the resolution?
Yeah, I see it in the lower part of the resolution, it's sliced, but in the top, it's not.
I think it's a different property. Isn't it?
Yeah, so
Could be a typo.
in under motion number, it has PID 1149626.
Yeah, it should be the 76556.
761569?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just for clarification on this, the requirement for the volume of parking spaces is based on previous applications that were made prior to our bylaw changes, like the requirement changes for parking spaces. Is that correct?
Yes, for this edition, they actually only need 47 spaces, which they could easily do, but to bring it into compliance from previous permits, we're trying to get as close to what was required previously. And the bylaw says you have, what is required is the difference between what was previously required and what is required by now. We can't do the standards of this bylaw by it to be able to reduce the numbers, so this way we're just bringing the company into compliance.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Thank you. Thank you, and that's planning report for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Please, council.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Brendan, from our community council.
Orders. Report.
Sort of financials are in there, yeah. Mr. Kevin is here with me, so.
Does anybody have any questions for?
There's no change from what we looked at in committee accounts. They're in the package there online for any residents that wanna see.
Anything additional? Okay. So we have a resolution.
Yes, Councilor Stevenson?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. I have the next motion this evening. COC 26-2025 change program space donation, moved by myself, Councilor Stevenson, seconded by Councilor Campbell. Whereas the town of Cornwall is a community that values the physical and mental health and wellness of its residents and is committed to developing and investing in strategies that promote this well-being. Whereas the town has for the previous 5 years provided space at no cost to the Canadian Health Advanced by Nutrition and Graded Exercise Change Program. Whereas the town of Cornwall has been asked to donate the use of town space for the change program for another year. Whereas the town currently has space available and is interested in again assisting this program. Therefore, be it resolved that the town of Cornwall donate the use of space in the Cornwall Civic Center or Town Hall Community Room at dates and times as are mutually agreeable between the program and the town, subject to availabilities at the sole discretion of the town.
Thank you, Councilor Stevenson. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Voting on.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As I mentioned at Committee of Council last week, the Environment Committee takes a hiatus for the summer. So we have not met in July and we won't meet again until September. But the package or the minutes from our June meeting are in the package if there are any questions.
I just have one question more, it's regarding the naturalized areas. I'm just wondering if we can bring that to committee council in August or September for us to review those areas, as it's been several years since we approved them. And I think just we do have new members on council since then. It would be a good thing to review those parcels, what naturalized means, and if there are any potential changes we want made or additions. Just as a council going forward, I think it would be a good thing to do.
Yeah. So I will put that, I think, the person who could speak the best to that would be Hannah from COG. So maybe I'll see if she's available to speak to us as a council. And Kevin, you can let me know if September works well or what we have for other presentations.
Yeah.
But I will mention that COG does have scheduled for Saturday, August 2nd, a guided tour of the naturalized area up by the Terry Fox. So if anybody is interested in learning a bit more about our naturalized areas, they join that walk.
And if, when we do meet to discuss, if we could have information from planning available as well, so we can actually see the parcels on a map and actually a visualization, like a picture of what it actually looks like as it is, would be really beneficial.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, it might be September though. I know August is starting to pile up already.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do it in August.
I've got the asterisk there, so
Okay.
don't forget.
I just saying thank you to Hannah and Councilor Ringo. They had a great Christmas derby.
They
It
did.
was excellent, and it was such a rainy, windy evening, and many people attended, and they fish. So
Yeah,
I saw over there yesterday. So yeah, it was great.
that's good. Yeah. So we were excited about this year because it did go really well last year too. Yeah.
Thank you. Councilor Rizzo.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Municipal services, I'll start with, transit. Transit is once again increased, year over year. In the month of June, we had 3,168 riders compared to 2,977 for a 6.4% change year over date. And the change is 1.8. It just looks maybe okay. So great to see transit continuing to increase. We had a great presentation from T3 Transit. Mr. Mike Cassidy and his son Matthew came in. Madam Mayor, as you're aware, most council, and talked about enhancements to transit. And August 25th happens to be my birthday, and just by coincidence, no conflict of interest there. So that will be great to see. Some more routes coming online, which will been asked for a very long time, as you're aware. So I think it was 3 new routes. 4 actually. 4 routes, yes, 4 routes, 4 additional hours, which will be great. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. It's coming up some time for the school year. And yeah, thanks to council for that, and staff, and our friends at T3 for continuing to be great partners in municipal transit. Yes, please.
I think one point to make about the 4 new routes is they are the same route, but they're in reverse. I think they're 10:15, 11:15, 1:15, and 3:15. So by having the routes reversed, that will allow for intra Cornwall travel. So people that wanting to go from one part of town to the other so, and there'll be a rollout for that. It starts August 25th, as you noted. And then, I think we all look forward to it.
Yeah, thanks for that important clarification. I forgot that. That is very important. Thank you, Mr. CAO. North River Fire Department report is in the package with 6 calls in Cornwall in June. Our CMP report is in the package as well. And occurrences in June. Other than that, that's the bylaw reports in there as well. touch on. It's Humane Society. Other than that, I think we're continuing to try to schedule a tour of the city police e-watch operations. I think we're kind of looking at September and stuff for that, I believe. If I'm, two cameras are ordered. And 2 cameras are ordered, so that's going to be very exciting. Seeing that. Other than that, that's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor Hazel. Councilor Barnes?
I did mention this at committee, or the monthly council, committee council last week, apologies, long day. The last FPIM meeting that we had a speaker from the RCMP join us regarding gas and dash or whatever word you want to use for it. It's on the rise. And I also noticed this past week, the gas station here in Cornwall posted photos of the exact same thing. And I'm just wondering if the next time we have the RCMP in, if we could request prior to their arrival some statistics on how many files have been opened in Cornwall on that issue, because for the volume of time that they're spending tracing down those individuals and saying, hey, you forgot to pay for gas. Our residents are paying for that time. And there are other ways that we can help prevent it as well. Other areas in Canada have actually urged the province to change requirements as far as having to actually prepay for gas, for example. And it might not be like all day, it could be more at night when it's more of an issue, like after, certain time of the evening. But I think that's something that we should discuss with our local RCMP. They've been great to provide information and have a discussion with them on the amount of time we're spending.
Councilor Barnes? Anybody else? Okay. Councilor Stevenson, Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. Just a small recap report this evening. Recreation, we did not meet in July, but we will be meeting in August and a growing agenda of a few items and looking at contacts as well for the fall. So that meeting is August 13th at 4:30. Our most recent park party was a great success here at Town Hall. We had over 150 people out on a beautiful evening. Big thanks to staff for getting the movie ready and getting out the food and the barbecue and just it was a really nice. I was here. I saw Mayor and Councillor Campbell. Talking to, there seems to be a growing amount of folks that are popping by our events that are new or first timers and really thankful for the event that the town is putting on. So that's always really nice to see, and it just shows that I think holding our events here at Town Hall hold a good importance, where we're in a very visual spot and educational as people drive by and see things going on, and it educates them for when the next thing may be. So that was really, really good. And just to mark your calendars, that obviously weather pending, the next party is Friday, August 8th at Poolside Park at the Cornwall Civic Center. And lastly, in my report tonight, I just want to touch base a little bit on Canada Day. Overall, it was a smashing success once again here in Cornwall. The pancake breakfast was a packed morning, and big thanks to the Lions Club again for Don and the team for the pancakes and getting there super early to get things off and running, and our Sea Cadets who do a fantastic job for serving and for volunteering. The healing ceremony of the Circle of Peace was again a nice event that is of great importance that we continue to host with our Canada events, and we had Miss Kelsey Lush with us again and the Heritage Dancers, and wonderful presentation for us, and obviously Miss Kelsey Lush gives some really good words of wisdom. Just we're thankful to have them, and they have a very busy Canada Day, so it's always great, and we love having them here at the Circle of Peace. It's a good showcase because there's always a couple of people every year that didn't realize, that little beautiful nook that's in the back of Terry Fox. So it's always a nice educational piece just for the Terry Fox Sports Complex, and that it's not just kind of sports up in that area, that there's some nice areas there to take in. The flag raising was, and our opening ceremonies was very well attended here at Town Hall. We were some wonderful entertainment with the Filipino dancers, Jeannie and Charles, and the cake and ice cream were a big hit. I think each year we keep talking about how we might get a little more cake next year or a little more ice cream. No question, obviously that has come up again. We've been increasing the amount of cake each year, and we're already talking about having an increase again for next year. The inflatables, again, a great hit. A big thanks to our dignitaries and speakers who here to kick things off, Senator Francis, MP McDonald, MLA McLean, and Mayor McCord. Things off and running for the ceremonies, and to Ray Gadet, who was here in uniform to raise the flag for us, which was fantastic. The barbecue and swim had a packed house. Big thanks to Greg, who was certainly working the barbecue hard. And, it was a beautiful day. It's always weather dependent. The pool was absolutely packed, and families out on the playground equipment and the swing sets, and there's just a lovely atmosphere down there. I know there used to be some debate if when we took the hot dogs away from our opening ceremonies, did that kind of risk of a crowd at one or the other. The answer was no this year for sure. The people came in strong numbers to both events, which was great. And the last event that I wanted to highlight was the fireworks. It was certainly one of the largest crowds that I've seen yet for our fireworks. They went over very well. I just want to, again, weather is always a big dictator in our Canada Day, and we were blessed to have a beautiful day. And I just want to give a big thanks for the day to our staff, volunteers, participants, for the events committee, and of course, council here for further support with these events. So that's all I have tonight for that American Council.
Thank you, Councillor Stevenson. Anybody else? Councillor Stevenson?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Regarding the Terry Fox Sports Complex garbage can, we talked about it last week at COC. Just curious, what is the staff operation with garbage? When does the garbage get pulled out of the cans, and then like new bags put in, I guess? Is that like daily, overnight type of thing after the facilities like closed for the day?
That's a really good, specific question. No, I don't. Maybe Kevin, you could highlight.
I heard a couple of people say it's an operational question. It's listed in the minutes.
Yeah.
And it's listed in the minutes that staff are going to have reached out to some sports organizations to advise them to clean up the garbage cans. So that's why I'm asking how the operations.
Yeah, I can't.
And I know from being at the facility the majority of the week, I spent 100 hours up there between August and November. There's been often times where garbage bags have been filled after a sporting event and left there, and I don't know if they're picked up overnight, and if not, obviously crows or animals could get into that garbage and so that's where the question's coming from.
Yeah, no, Kevin, do you have any? Garbage cans are on our coming agenda, but in terms of answering Councillor,
It didn't need an operational question. There's no question. Fair question. I would think as needed, and I would think that probably at night they should be left empty. That said, I can't say for sure, but I will follow up with the manager and get the information and send it to the councilor in charge of Parks and Recreation, so he'll have it for you.
Yeah, so I think it's important to clarify that before we start reaching out to user groups and organizations that rent the facility from us. So we want to make sure that we're doing our part to also make sure that garbage isn't that we're not feeding the raccoons and stuff up there.
Absolutely, and that's certainly fair
Yeah.
comment, like I say, so I'll get that information. And, I'll make sure that the Councillor Stevens gets it.
Thank you.
And I wanted to just make a comment about our sound system. So I wasn't feeling well on Canada Day, so I spent it at home until the fireworks, and then I felt better into the fireworks. So I was at home, and at I think 1 p.m. I'm like, oh, there's Corey, and I could hear him from my house.
That's what I mean.
It's like, doing his opening remarks. Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So it's a good sound system.
Good. Thanks. Okay, that's all. Councillor Campbell.
Thank you, Mayor. Public Works last met on Wednesday, June 25th at 5:30. The minutes are in the package, and I'll just highlight a few topics of conversation during that meeting. Items for discussion were looking at future traffic calming measures for roads within the town, annual paving, painting of crosswalks and stop bars. We discussed a reduction in speed limits on some roads of the town, within the town, that we recognize that should be lowered, and we've asked that from the province to see if they will consider reducing those speed limits. For future crosswalk installations, in conjunction with the province, and a seniors fall cleanup for the fall. It's been a few years since we've done that, and so we're looking at in November in conjunction with around the fall cleanup that we will offer seniors a hand that they may not be able to take their items out to the street or whatever. If they need a hand, they can call and register, and so that's very exciting. We're off to seniors as well, so it's great to see that take place. I think that should be an annual thing. Anyway, that's all I have. Is there any questions if there are?
Yes.
I have a question. Sidewalk pads, in the minutes, the staff are scheduled to start working on sidewalk repairs replacement shortly, and the new sidewalk pads will be installed at the same time. Once back within, staff will highways to install signage and crosswalks at the approved location. It was noted that I guess so. With that context and background in mind, curious, looking for an update on the sidewalk pad, potential crosswalk at Arbor Lane and Osprey across Ferry Road. I don't know if you happen to have.
I do not, but I could certainly reach out to our public works manager, see where they stand. I know there's one crosswalk we were looking at, so I will find out from him about all of there's 3 of them, so.
But in particular, was a tricky one during the conversation. I think Highways had some kind of concern about I think it was the alignment of the street and then from Arbor into Osprey and how it was going to line up or something.
Yeah, that had to do with when you pull into Arbor, there's a kind of 2 ways in and out with an island in the middle. So
Yeah.
I think they were concerned about where the sidewalk was going to be placed. They didn't want pedestrian traffic to come off on Arbor Lane in the middle of an island with traffic on both sides. So there was,
There's something of the boulevard on both streets and maybe the post office boxes. Anyway, all that said, I'll advocate and ask that the minutes reflect that I'm requesting sidewalk pad and a crosswalk at that location. I've been asking for a very long time, and would like to get that actioned if possible, and if Highways has concerns, to let us know what those are, and so that we can I guess pursue other avenues for trying to get that done.
I would expect that that would be a topic of conversation at our next meeting in September, September 24th. But I will follow up with our public works manager just to see if he has an update as well, but I agree. Back to those items, I gotta follow up with you. Thank you. Anything else?
I'll just add further to, Commissioner Frizzle, I'd like an update on the Kingston Road, the crosswalk. I'd really like to see that installed and functional prior to school starting the 1st of September. And if we can ensure that the letter to the province is sent, if it hasn't been already, regarding the speed limits on that road, just where it is a school zone and it doesn't reduce in the school zone on that road for some reason. I really would love to see increased safety in that area prior to school recommencing. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Burns. Councillor Burns, you're up next. Thank you, Councillor Hammond.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The committee met on July 7th. Thank you for everyone that was in attendance. We will be reviewing the hydrant usage policy that's in draft. We'll be reviewing that again in September. We do have a delay with our water tower. It was going great. And there was a defect notice in the materials that were received. So they do come over from the UK. And what happens is that the panels, when they come, they create a watertight seal as they're placed. So there's actually, it's like a tongue and groove design. And there was a batch of panels that were received that were missing the groove. So that it couldn't create that watertight seal. So the water tower is delayed, which is not, it'll still be done before winter, which we're very happy with, and there's no cost change to the town. This is strictly on the manufacturer. Cornwall Road Phase 1 work has commenced, and we did have a water conservation presentation by a conservation student hired by the town, and it was a great presentation. She's very happy, which is great. Definitely, I could probably learn a few things from her. Thank you.
Councillor Barnes, do you have anything? Correspondence.
I'll just mention there,
Yeah.
just in reference to.
I thought you had more.
I will, no, I, before I speak, the Special Olympics, Councillor Hurlahai and I attended that, and just as per usual, it's an absolutely amazing event, and they certainly, I think it was Councillor Hurlahai's first, and she enjoyed it, and I certainly recommend if anybody's ever taken in an event, our calendar year of supporting events, I would recommend that. Just it's a nice, powerful evening of inclusiveness, our community and sport tied in with one another. Yeah, I just recommend taking it in if you haven't.
Okay. Any further correspondence?
I still do, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that first since it was on the agenda. You want to go first? Go ahead. Okay. Just very quickly, a couple of quick items on my end. I just wanted to wish Ray and Bev Cadet happy 50th wedding anniversary. Our town produced the mayor produced a certificate for them to a very happy couple who many of us in this room know very well. And we're pretty proud of their, Ray was informing me of their acknowledgements from different levels of government, and they're pretty proud to have them all, including the town of Cornwall, and he's a big supporter of us, and I just wish them many more loving years together. So a big happy 50th to Ray and Bev. Secondly, on a more sadder note, I just want to offer my condolences. A lot of people were shocked. I think when I went to the wake, a lot of the family, I think, underestimated the power of Christopher Marshall's pictures in Cornwall, and poor Chris passed away recently, and certainly he referenced a lot of people that were through down in Cornwall, and very touched by how many people acknowledged his pictures and his work. And I got to know Chris through my time on council, and I just want offer my sincere condolences to Kathy and Christopher's family. So I know Mary knew him well too. It was a couple of doors down, and so I think that's a big loss to Cornwall and really just the arts community too. Because I know a lot of people looked up to his photography. So my condolences to the family. And lastly, Madam Mayor and Council, and I'll turn it over to Councillor Frizzle. I just wanted to highlight or give thanks. Recently, one of our local churches, Cornerstone Baptist Church, started a Hey Neighbor podcast program, and I was invited on to be one of their guests. So I think they were short on speakers, and but I had a great conversation with them, and
Not tooting your own horn.
I had a great
I listened to
conversation.
him. I didn't listen yet. I want to.
Don't spoil it.
I'm just saying there's no, it was a nice conversation. They're trying to build community, not just congregation, but Cornwall folks that you get to know. Literally, it's called Hey Neighbor, and getting to know people in your community. And my conversation, they wanted to more specifically talk about municipal politics. And so I was able to talk and about kind of what we do as counselors and the role of a counselor here in the town of Cornwall. And we obviously have a relationship with all our churches, but Cornerstone with their EMO and whatnot. And anyway, I'm not saying, I invite you to have a listen. You can skip over episode 12 and I wouldn't be offended, but the other 11 episodes are very good. That's other community members as well. So I turn your attention to them. And I just want to give a thank you to Pastor Winston McCachran, Laura Baker, and Natalie Doyle, who have taken this initiative on, have put a lot of work into this medium of trying to make things interesting, and podcasts are kind of growing in popularity, and they've just done a good job of trying to build some overall community within our community. So kudos to Cornerstone Church and their podcast. So thank you, Madam Mayor.
Just to add to that, Councillor Stevenson, you speak about meeting your neighbor. I did go to Chris Marshall's funeral. I mean, he was my neighbor. Very interesting to see, and I think often we don't realize the impact that some of our programs had. Chris and his wife had gone to our seniors luncheon on Thursday, and you talk about meeting your neighbor and the support of the community. When I went to the funeral, it was very interesting to see how many of the people attended that had been the senior luncheon people. So you see, we often don't understand or realize or take the time to even think about it. But the importance to that family of those people and their support, especially when many of their children live in Beijing and all over the world. So now the family here has that rooted support. So I just wanted to add, the importance of those kinds of things. Thank you. Yes, Councillor Steve. Frizzle, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam. And yeah, I'll echo condolences to Chris and his family. Chris was a great guy. Every time we saw him, he was always laughing and positive energy. And his photos were just fantastic, so beautiful, and it would often pop up on CBC Elvis and stuff quite often. So yeah, condolences to Chris's family. He'd be missed. Yeah, on a more positive note, congratulations to the RC United Ramblers, the Division 2 under 11 girls team recently captured the gold medal championship in their division last Sunday. Exciting tournament for the young ladies. They went undefeated in the tournament and didn't give up any goals. So kudos to them. They have an undefeated season currently, and number 13, big shout out to her. She had 4 goals in the tournament and played on a leg that had Achilles tendonitis. So she's a tough young lady, and most people say she gets it from her mother. Also, congratulations to Jill Trainer and Peter Stay on their wedding anniversary.
Cornwall residents. Jill's our pharmacist at Shoppers Drug Mart there, and Peter's a municipal police officer. Great folks. Love seeing them around the community. And, yeah, congrats to them. Back to a more somber note, Madam Mayor. Before this council meeting, I attended the wake of Minhu Lee. And Minhu was a 16-year-old young man that I had the pleasure to coach for a number of years, and friend of my son's. Son was in his class last year, and Minhu unexpectedly passed away last week, and recently moved to Calgary, came back to PEI for the summer, and my understanding is he had a heart condition, and yeah, that had on his short life, unfortunately. So I attended the wake today. They're obviously very, very sad. Lots of family there from South Korea and across the country, and the sporting community, PEI Cornwall, with the Lees, especially Campbell, and the many players that Minhu played with, and he had a big impact on everybody he played with. He was one of those kids that he was super talented. He was one of the best players on the team, most teams that he played on, and but he was also the most positive and upbeat and excited. He was a great teammate, always cheering on his fellow players and stuff, and you know, taking other players under his wing, and so he'll be missed by his dad JJ, his mom Jim, and his younger sister Rosa, and uncles and family and friends. So deepest condolences to the Lees and his family and friends.
I'd just like to council send condolences to the Gillespie and the passing of her husband George, Evan George, and lived in Cornwall for a number of years, and had often, I know years ago, had was in connection with the town hall here and many things. I think the current problem with that post office, yeah, I worked at the post office, so condolences for her and her family and passing of her husband. And just an update, I do believe, Tracy, correct me, that the official opening of the RCMP is August 22nd. Yeah, August 22nd. So they'll be sending out more information with that. It's just see for your calendars.
Yeah.
Yes, go
I'd
ahead.
like to welcome Oliver Batchelder as our public relations and assistant for the summer. He attended the fishing derby the other night in that little video that you see on.
Oh, I was wondering who did that.
Taking the game up.
Yeah, and he attended the teddy bear picnic yesterday at West River Church, did a little work on that, and we did a little tour yesterday. We're gonna do a little more, but he will be reaching out and getting doing little highlights with council, getting to know you. So we're very excited. We have him until August 21st, and then he's going to fly to Ontario. We're very excited to have him join us.
It's nice.
Okay, I'll ask.
To leave him alone.
Over my way here, Oliver. I'll stay away from that way.
So adjournment and motion to go in camera.
Yeah, that's for section 1191B and D of the MGL.
Over.
Second.
Anyone in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
On camera. Okay. And
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Oliver. Thanks, Oliver. Good to see you again.
Oliver, what did you use what are you using for,
It's all Campbell.
I wondered that.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.